So essentially what my way of engineering these things is to do some small task that I'm pretty sure isn't going to ruin anything. And then once I've done that, I'll usually take the rest of the day off and think about what's the next tiny little mundane, do the least damage kind of a step that I can take. So the one that comes to mind right now is I know I need to put these ledges into these G10 hoops. So what I'll do here to make this all a little bit more visible just take a Sharpie . Okay, magic. Alright, so Dremel. This is actually not a Dremel. It's a Proxxon. This is 10 times better than a Dremel. It's got a brushless motor. It is so quiet and so smooth and powerful, and it doesn't get hot, and it's just bitching. So if you don't have a set of these things, these are you can get these for like $5 or $6 on Amazon. Just look up, diamond Dremel bits and get yourself one of these, because these little bits they come in so handy for so many different things. But one of the nice things about them is that they're great for working with G10, because they can cut G10 without going dull in like half an inch, like can happen with a regular wood saw or a wood bit. Now the one thing I want to make sure is that I don't want to cut all the way up to the brake line. That brake line, that gap in between these two pieces, that's where that's the part of this canopy that's going to be the most visible. So anything in front of that brake line, anything behind the brake line, we're okay. And other than that, I just want to make the shelf as big as possible, without safely crossing the line, and so I can get as much of the clear canopy glued onto this shelf as possible, for long-term durability. This doesn't have to be perfect. Obviously you want to do this as neatly as you can. I thought about trying to figure out how to do this with my router, but I was unable to figure out a way to try and jig that up. So as we go around the edge of this thing, cutting deeper and deeper, obviously I want to remove the black, but this section right here is kind of at a right angle to the face. But as we get up towards the top, we get more and more away from a right angle, which is going to make, trying to create a nice flat bed for the canopy to embed itself onto, for the glass to embed into, is going to get more and more challenging as we make our way up towards the center here. But, you can just do the best you can do. Alright, later. Okay, so this is maybe half hour or an hour later, and I've got it essentially trimmed down. So you can see I've got a shelf here for the windows to lie into, and that goes all the way around. So the next challenge is going to be figuring out how to get the cut line. I somehow have to, I don't know, bunch of tape, bunch of clamps, bunch of something, but somehow I'm gonna have to figure out how to hold these things in place, make sure that everything's exactly where it's supposed to be, and then cut this canopy right down the cut line. So I don't know, I'm gonna think about that a little bit later.